Tampon Tim, Tampon. His nickname is Tampon Tim, but I wouldn't say that. Tampon Tim Walz. He wanted to think of this. He signed a bill mandating that every boy's bathroom has tampons in it. I don't think that's good.
What's going on, guys? So happy Labor Day to everyone who's watching this on release. We got to talk about Tim Walz again, okay? So both Kamala and Tim Walz have been getting destroyed, especially if you've been keeping up to date on this whole Arlington Cemetery situation where the Kamala campaign had the audacity to try to challenge Donald Trump, saying, oh, he's campaigning off the deaths of others. And this was a stupid behind idea, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about Kamala and Tim Walz basically cowering in the media covering for it. Things have been going downhill ever since this disastrous CNN interview last week where Tim Walz was basically destroyed by Dana Bash, and I don't even think she intended to do it.
I want to ask you a question about how you've described your service in the National Guard. You said that you carried weapons in war, but you have never deployed actually in a war zone. A campaign official said that you misspoke. Did you?
Well, first of all, I'm incredibly proud. I've done 24 years of wearing the uniform of this country. Equally proud of my service in a public school classroom, whether it's Congress or the governor. My record speaks for itself, but I think people are coming to get to know me. I speak like they do. I speak candidly. I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and I speak especially passionately about our children being shot in schools and around guns. So I think people know me. They know who I am. They know where my heart is. And again, my record has been out there for over 40 years to speak for itself.
And the idea that you said that you were in war, yeah. Did you misspeak as the campaign has said?
Yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, this was after a school shooting, the ideas of carrying these weapons of war. And my wife, the English teacher, told me my grammar is not always correct. But again, if it's not this, it's an attack on my children for showing love for me, or it's an attack on my dog. I'm not going to do that. And the one thing I'll never do is I'll never demean another member's service in any way. I never have, and I never will.
He could have just said, look, I misspoke. It happens all the time in politics in the heat of the moment. I think most people would understand that, but that's not what he said. He said, my record speaks for itself. Well, does it? We don't know what your record is. Maybe if you're in your home state, people may know, but not the American people. Then he said, well, I wear my emotions on my chest. Well, that showcases some level of instability, not stability. Then he said, well, people know me. Again, no, we don't know you. That's why you're doing this interview. Then he said, well, my wife said my grammar sometimes isn't always correct. I mean, those were terrible answers. And so you're literally making an issue that should really be a non-issue, potentially an issue, by the way he responded, when he simply could have said, look, I misspoke. I apologize. Let's move on to something else. And he didn't.
Honestly, even though she did ask questions that really pressed him and put him on the spot, he gave ridiculously stupid answers. Oh, my grammar. Like, dude, you was a teacher for like 20 years. What you mean you got grammar issues? That's stupid. That's a lie. Dana, she could have asked that question, but she chose not to. That should tell you something right there. But to make matters worse, recently you had 6 hostages out in Gaza. Okay, 6 Israeli hostages out in Gaza. They were unfortunately killed. And Tim Walz, when asked about this, ran away like a little P-word.
What's your reaction to the 6 hostages being found in Gaza?
Thanks, everybody.
You motherfucker!
What a freaking coward this man is. You know he heard that question. Don't pretend he probably gonna be like, oh, I didn't hear. Like, it was a lot of commotion. A lot of people were saying a lot of, nah, Tim. You got caught. And Kamala Harris is over here running too. Ever since this disastrous interview, now both Tim and Kamala, they're like, nah, we need to be more in the basement. Less questions asked. This dummy got headphones in so she can't hear people asking her questions no more. Cowards, losers. These are people want them to be president and vice president of the United States. Now we gotta, guys, we gotta, I could rant about that for a while, but look, we got to jump to what the actual headline, thumbnail, and all that for this video was these fools cutting the feed. So you had this based Minnesota senator talking to this reporter from a local news outlet, WCCO News out there in Minnesota, Tim Walz stomping ground. I'm surprised this place didn't get burned down in the riots back in the day, but that's neither here nor there. They literally cut the feed in the middle of him lambasting Tim Walz for trying to stall out the debate. They got a debate scheduled like what, October 26th or 28th or something really far along in a month, where early voting starts in September. He's also calling out the news for being soft on Kamala and Tim Walz. And then the feed mysteriously cuts in the middle. Totally ridiculous. And they're going to try to pretend like this was an accident. Ain't no way in hell I'm buying that.
Talk about debates. The governor has agreed to a debate on October 28th. You're not thrilled about that.
Esme, you and I both know that that's a sham. Early voting starts in less than 3 weeks. Come on. What's happening is Tim Walz wants to have one debate as late as he can, potentially after 50% of Minnesotans have voted, and say, see, all the major news programs understand that I've had a debate. At this time, 4 years ago, Tim Walz had participated in 4 debates. He's absolutely been shutting them down. He wants to do this one debate so far into it, just before Halloween, and you know that he's actually using you to put out his message that I want to debate. He doesn't want.
Looks like we lost that feed right there. You were just hearing from Dr. Scott Jensen, and we're going to continue to update you online on this ongoing election. Okay, there is a new round of COVID boosters.
Freaking shame. Shame on y'all. These people are just straight up propagandists. When they got messages they don't like coming out, it's time to cut the feed. Y'all remember what happened with RFK Jr.? I posted a video about that, where they just cut the video off when he's giving his speech calling out the media. They want to just cut it off. Like, no. We don't believe in free speech over here. Not on our outlet, we don't. Not on our, they cut the feed. Cut, like some people in the back, they up there, they over there just freaking pile driving, tackling the people in the back, trying to make them cut the feeds off whenever there's something going on that is being voiced that they don't like. They don't want their own networks to get exposed. So they're like, no, we're going to lie about it. We're going to cut the feeds. We're going to be propagandists. And then if you complain about it, we're going to try to get you removed from social media. All kinds of ridiculous stuff. You got Kamala Harris out here trying to dodge debates, making up ridiculous excuses about microphones. Like, oh, we need to have the mics muted for Biden. For Kamala, we need to have the mics unmuted. We need to be sitting down. We need notes. We only want one debate. Trump is afraid to debate. What the hell are you talking about? Stop being cowards. You guys are such little pussies. Both Kamala and Tim Walz, I ain't never seen a campaign like this. Y'all's pride should make y'all want to debate more. Y'all's strength of character should make y'all want to debate more. This is pathetic. And you got your little fake news media outlets out here covering your ass. I ain't never seen nothing like this before. This is why Teflon Don needs to win. Even Tim Walz's own people from the National Guard, shout out to Megyn Kelly for doing this. She got a video coming out exposing Tim Walz, where his fellow National Guard go in on him one after another.
Why did you come forward?
It is morally indefensible. He didn't care. It was all about him.
He's a military impersonator. I don't understand how he could do it morally, or he's got absolutely no integrity. The rumor went across the state that he had quit, and it was like, who the hell does that? I mean, it was just unbelievable that a CSM abandoned his troops, 500 soldiers basically, but beyond that, there's 1,000 parents out there that expect that person to lead those people into combat.
He's a habitual liar. He lies about everything. He lies about stuff that doesn't make sense. You're taking a piece of their thunder and you're trying to capture it and put it in a bottle for yourself and use that for your own benefit.
He basically said, I've got better things to do. Go pick somebody else to go on a mission. Well, if you sold out your guard unit and abandoned them, I mean, what are you going to do at the national level?
Fear is a reaction. Bravery is a decision. And Walz has made the wrong decision. He's not brave. I call him a coward because he is.
Man, I can't wait to see this dang video exposing Tim Walz some more. I know that he's just a vice presidential nominee, but this is Kamala Harris's pick. This is who she picked. You could have picked Shapiro. Shapiro didn't have all this drama. He just happens to be Jewish. Oh, no. That's a disqualifier in the party of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Being Jewish, disqualified. Tim Walz, oh, we could pick him though. A couple burned down buildings, a little bit of stolen valor, a lie here and there, no big deal. But being Jewish, oh no. Sorry, you can't make the cut this time. Maybe after the war in Gaza's over, we'll revisit it. Guys, these people are pathetic. They deserve all the freaking ass kickings they're getting online. It's been hilarious. This has been like the greatest week ever since that CNN disastrous interview. Things have just been going downhill. Kamala and Walz have been getting smoked. This is exactly what these dummies deserve. Get out of the closet, come from under the bed, stop hiding. We're not playing hide and seek. Come out and face your opponent, and then maybe you actually stand a chance. This hiding strategy, it may have worked a little bit in the short term so you could gather some money, but in the long term, you're failing. You're looking like losers. You're looking like some little bitches, honestly. I'm keeping it real with y'all. You know, excuse my swear, but I'm calling a spade here. But the fact that the media is also covering for this mess too and not calling them out more for hiding, especially the liberal media, they've said a thing or two about it because they wanted to do their interviews, but they ain't really said that much compared to what they should. If anything, they've made excuse after excuse. So I'm like, they're just as culpable, just as cowardly, just as unethical, just as immoral as Kamala and Walz are, and the whole Democrat Party establishment is culpable in this mess. Like, how the hell y'all gonna run a campaign like this? This looks cowardly and pathetic, like a bunch of freaking losers, propagandists, and liars. I can't believe anybody's voting for y'all nutcases, but that's just me in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
At this time 4 years ago, Tim Walz had participated in 4 debates.